Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Healing Space. I'm your host, Maya Saul, and today we're continuing our Season 3 conversation about why men and women sometimes struggle to connect and understand each other. In our last episode, we explored what women need that men often miss. We talked about emotional safety, consistency, reassurance, and the importance of feeling seen and valued. Today, we're turning the conversation around. We're asking, what do men need that women often miss? Now, before we begin, this episode is not about placing blame on women, just like our previous episode wasn't about blaming men. The purpose of this season is understanding because often both people are trying, both people care, both people want to feel loved, but many times they're speaking different emotional languages. And when we don't understand each other's needs, frustration begins to replace connection. So today, let's talk about some of the emotional needs men have that are often misunderstood, overlooked, or never discussed. One thing many men struggle to communicate is how important appreciation is to them. Not praise, appreciation. Many men spend a lot of their lives feeling pressure to provide, pressure to perform, pressure to be strong, pressure to have answers. And while many women carry enormous pressures too, men are often taught from a young age that their value comes from what they do, not necessarily who they are. So when their efforts go unnoticed, some men begin to feel invisible, not because they need constant recognition, because everyone wants to know their efforts matter. Sometimes it's simple. Thank you. I appreciate you. Can mean more than people realize. Respect is one of the most talked about needs among men, but it's also one of the most misunderstood. Respect doesn't mean control. It doesn't mean one person is more important than the other. For many men, respect means feeling valued, feeling like they aren't constantly being criticized or dismissed. When men feel respected, they often become more open and more emotionally available. When they feel constantly attacked, some begin to shut down. One of the biggest misconceptions about men is that they don't need emotional support. The truth is, many men desperately need emotional safety. They simply haven't always been taught how to ask for it. Many boys grow up hearing messages like, man up, stop crying, be strong. As a result, many men learn to hide pain rather than express it. And then, later in relationships, they're expected to suddenly become emotionally open. But vulnerability can feel terrifying when you've spent years believing emotions make you weak. In episode 2, we talked about how women often want understanding before solutions. For many men, solving problems is one of the ways they express care. When someone they love is hurting, the instinct is often, how can I help? How can I fix this? That's not because they don't care about emotions. It's often because helping feels like love. The challenge comes when one person needs empathy while the other is offering solutions. Neither person is wrong. They're simply expressing care differently. Many men crave peace more than people realize. Not silence, peace. A place where they can exhale. A place where they don't feel like they're constantly defending themselves. A place where they don't feel like every mistake will be held against them forever. Just like women want emotional safety, many men want emotional peace. A relationship should feel like a place where both people can put down their armor. Sometimes society talks as though only women want to feel wanted, but men want to feel chosen too. They want to know they're valued for more than what they provide. They want to know someone enjoys their presence. They want to know their love for who they are, not just what they do. One thing I've learned is that many men are carrying burdens no one knows about. Financial stress, family pressure, career worries, personal insecurities, past trauma, fear of failure, fear of not being enough. The difference is that many men have been conditioned to carry those burdens quietly. And because they're quiet, people often assume they don't exist. But they do. Many men are struggling in silence. One of the goals of this season is helping us understand each other better. Understanding doesn't mean agreeing with everything. It doesn't mean ignoring unhealthy behavior. It doesn't mean excusing hurtful actions. It simply means being willing to see someone else's perspective. The more we understand each other, the less likely we are to make assumptions. Thank you for joining me for another episode of The Healing Space. Be sure to follow The Healing Space with Maya Sol so you never miss a new episode. Until next time, keep healing, keep growing, and most importantly, keep choosing yourself.